3, 2, 1.
Hey Cape Canaveral, this is Mayor Wes Morrison here in the City of Cape Canaveral, and I'm with Brevard County Sheriff's Office Precinct Commander Byron Keck.
Hello.
And we are all anticipating the upcoming Monday, August 29th, Artemis rocket launch scheduled at 8:23 a.m. And one of the things I try to do is get information out and help citizens know what's going on and how to be prepared. And I had an opportunity to meet with him and thought it would be a great time to bring you in and to hear some of the questions I think a lot of the community's asking. And we're very thankful for our partnership with Brevard County Sheriff's Office, and extra grateful for your willingness to help get this information out. So thank you for being here. Now, you, like me, grew up in Brevard County. You've been here, I think, your whole life.
I have, yes. I've been born and raised here, lived in Melbourne all my life. So yeah, I've seen a lot in the community, and my family was involved in the space industry. My father was involved in all the Apollo launches, all through up to the space shuttle launches. So yeah, it's been a part of our family growing up.
Yeah, me as well. It's something that people don't know where you live, and you say where the space shuttle goes off, where the rockets go. And you've been with the Brevard County Sheriff's Office for
roughly 27 years.
Wow. Well, thank you for your service there, and we are lucky to have you. So yeah, I've got a few questions here. I guess the first is taking a step back. I think we're all excited about this. What do you think about the growth of space exploration and how it's going to impact our homes here in Brevard?
Well, I mean, it's a great, it's kind of being part of history here locally. I mean, being called the Space Coast, and it's just to see the industry and how things have developed over the years, especially for somebody that's lived here, for a long time. A great opportunity, obviously, for the county and citizens as far as job growth and opportunities. It's kind of double-edged sword for us in the sheriff's office. We, right now, trying to get positions filled and competing on some of the private industry is tough because they offer obviously a lot more money, that we can pay, and we've lost people to the space industry. Now SpaceX and Blue Origin, the two newest players, we've lost individuals to both of those organizations. So from that end of it, selfishly, we certainly don't like to see that because it's hard competing. But as far as overall for the county, I mean, it's a great thing and a lot of opportunity, and obviously a lot of people are coming to the county to take part in that, and so.
Yes, thank you. I agree. I think the big things we hear is how it's going to impact traffic, but I think the upside is there, and we're excited to see all the expansion and growth. It's like we're going back to the 60s again, a new space boom, as many people say. Now the numbers, I think we've heard all over the board, but is it? I've heard 100 to 200,000 people. Is that what you're hearing in the community?
That's kind of seems to be the consensus. I've heard a little. Some people say a little bit more than that. Some a little less. But I'd say that's probably a good average. But then again, I think a lot of people just don't know what to expect until that day. It's hard to estimate exactly how many are going to show up. I know all the hotels and places along the beach I'm hearing are booked. That
Sold
there's
out.
no vacancies. So. Obviously, there are going to be a lot of people here, and then of course, on top of that, from the port, we've got 5 cruise ships in that day.
Wow!
So you're talking 40 to 50,000 people, just kind of transiting, just dealing with cruise ship people leaving, and then people coming on to sail later in the day. So I know that's probably not even figured in that 100 to 200,000 mark that they're counting on. So.
And with that activity, what are some of the safety issues that because your responsibilities are the City of Cape Canaveral, obviously unincorporated, right? And then the port as well.
Correct.
So we have, I guess, City of Cocoa Beach has their police department.
Right.
From your conversations with the agencies, what are some of the safety issues I think that citizens might want to be aware of and expect?
Well, obviously traffic is the biggest thing. We've had numerous meetings with some of our fellow agencies, surrounding agencies on traffic, with the port, kind of the best way to manage that. The Florida DOT, our partners, they're very involved. May 2020 was the return to human space flight, which was a big one. Obviously that was very popular. A lot of people came in for that. Traffic was obviously at a standstill for a while after that. I believe it was roughly 2 to 3 hours
Wow.
after that launch before traffic got back to what you'd say somewhat normal. I did hear from DOT the figures for that launch roughly is what they estimated was close to 700,000 people coming in from that. Now, of course, that's all over the county, not just here on the beach side in this particular area. That's our biggest concern, because obviously we're trying to get people out of here after launch, and so we can get roads back to normal. And then of course, if you end up with a traffic accident, something on top of that, and then now all of a sudden that backs up. We can have great plans in place, but then you have some sort of accident or incident, and then that just kind of wipes out all those plans, because now you've got something thrown in the middle of it that we didn't plan on. So what is going to be a long time to wait is going to be even longer now, because an incident happens. So obviously we try to do everything we can to avoid that. And then the safety. A lot of people in from out of town who just are not familiar with the roads and the streets, and of course everybody's trying to find the best viewing place they can. So it brings up a lot of challenges for sure.
And through that, if somebody sees a concern or maybe what they think is a violation or an issue, what should they do? I guess what's the best way to let local sheriffs? Maybe it's not an emergency.
Right. Well, the best thing, we have our non-emergency number for the sheriff's office. We have our number here, which is 868-1113. I think you have that. So if they just have kind of a general question, or maybe a question about if somebody can do something, if they can't, just needing some guidance, then obviously you can call here. We don't dispatch, out of the local precinct. That goes through our 911 center. So either 911 calls or non-emergency calls all go to the same dispatch center. They're just handled obviously different priority-wise. So we would just recommend calling up to the non-emergency number to our 911 center.
Thank you. That makes sense. I know that question comes up, and some people just hit 911, and
Yes.
We've got different numbers, and I'll be sure to post those for you listening in. Those will be in the comments, and we'll describe what each number does as we're getting prepared for this launch coming up with all the visitors coming in. So for those residents that are trying to stay home, I guess one of the questions, what are the best times? You said that a few hours after the launch is certainly going to be probably peak time for traffic. And I would anticipate, I guess, starting now, visitors will start to trickle in over the coming days. So if somebody's wanting to stay in, what time do you think they want to have all their maybe groceries done, and what's the window to stay off the road?
Well, we're anticipating probably heavy traffic to start even a couple hours prior to launch.
Okay.
We don't feel it's going to be backed up and gridlocked. Now, once you get to some of the prime viewing areas, there may be a little backup to try and get in those. But just general on traffic, we're planning on a couple hours prior to launch. And then, yeah, absolutely, there's about a 2-hour window. So if it was to go off at close to the 8:30 time, then I'd say you have to give at least 2 to 3 hours after that before things are going to kind of get back to normal. So I wouldn't plan on anything before noon. So if you want to get out and do some running around, make sure it's done the day before or later that day.
So if it goes off at 8:33 as planned, probably 11 o'clock is when things will start to kind of get back to normal.
Right.
But if it goes off maybe towards 10:33, the second half, I guess we could be there, like you said, well, afternoon. So that's very helpful, and something I'll be prepared for myself. So I guess, we've talked about a lot, but what is the one thing, I guess, that you want the citizens to know who live here?
Well, first of all, the citizens of Canaveral, very fortunate to have this right in their backyard, so they don't have to travel very far. I would say if you can avoid getting in a vehicle, if you want to go to the beach or go to some other location other than your house, if you're able to, try and do it on foot or by bike. I think that would be a lot better thing. But also in saying that, I want everybody to be safe in doing so, because keep in mind that there's going to be a lot of people here from outside this area, and they're going to be in a rush, and they're going to be in a hurry to get to the beach or get a parking spot, or try and avoid some of the crowds. So they may not necessarily be paying attention, even though obviously our walkers have the right of way. Please don't count on people stopping necessarily for that. Make sure before you cross that people are stopped, or if you're on a bike, make sure that you're being very defensive and just taking all the precautions, because going to be a lot of people here that are paying attention to a lot of other things and what's right in front of them on the road. So I think that would probably be the best message that we could give.
That's excellent advice, and that's for the folks who live here. I guess on the other side, if any visitors who are coming to Cape Canaveral, if we could get a message to them on what we want them to know, what would you recommend?
I would say pack a lot of patience. If you're all out of it and you can't find any by Monday, you're probably best to stay home. And of course that goes for the local folks as well. Because it's going to require, people are going to come over here expecting to maybe go set up someplace, and they're going to get over here, and that's may already be closed or may already be filled. So people are going to get upset. So I would just say come early, and be prepared to stay for a while. If you need medication at certain times, if you have young kids that need certain things, just pack on it. Just treat it like you would a day trip. If you're going to go away someplace for a day, and whatever you would need for that, I would say just pack that stuff, have it with you. Don't be in a rush to leave. If you're going to watch it on the beach, just plan on hanging out at the beach for a while afterwards, and let things kind of settle down, and just enjoy the Space Coast. So
it kind of reminds me of when you're on an airplane and you land and you hear the ding and everyone stands up and you think, where are you going?
Yes.
We know similar respect, that'll be the same here. So, well, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and help inform myself and the residents about what's going on, and thank you for what you do. Just want to make sure we got the number for anyone who might have additional questions or comments. The numbers that they should call for non-emergency, just sort of local information, is the 1113 number.
Correct.
So that number for those of you who are listening in is 321-868-1113. Local information, non-emergency related, that's the best number to call. I recommend you saving that number in your cell phone so you always have it. And for those folks who might have emergency or issues that are I guess something of concern, the 7162 number, the 633 is for those.
Correct. Yes.
So that number, if you see something of concern that we need a response from our officers, that number is 321-633-7162. And obviously, if it's an emergency, always call 911. And again, I want to thank you, Commander Keck, for your time today. I want to thank all the residents who took the time to listen in. Please share this video to help get the word out. And be safe, be smart, most importantly, enjoy this historical launch. Take care. Bye-bye.